Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with
Nerdarchy Ted.
And today, Dungeons and Dragons DMs, we ask, what level are you?
Jump down to the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy the newsletter, get weekly gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
Some of you guys have probably seen this floating around on, on Facebook, around the internet, and social media, and it's the Never Have I Ever D&D DM.
So it's a list of 20 things, and there's people who have been talking like, oh, I've got this many points, I've got that many points. So we're like, well, I think we should share it and talk about it and see where we fall, where we rank.
Sweet. Let's do the thing.
All right, so we got a picture of the thing.
We have a picture of the meme, and it looks like Arcane Imperium put it out. Now, I don't know if they're the originators or not, but they're claiming to be. They've marked it forever. So, we'll put up the image or a link to the image or something somewhere. Number 1, Ted, have you ever killed a PC?
I have indeed. I am actually, for the live game that we play at the table where the camera's sitting on, I'm the only one that's actually killed a 5th edition player.
Yes, at this table. I've killed a fan before in one of the fan games. And none of my players have died in my 5e games yet.
Other games, other systems, like, it's possible. I don't remember all the different things that happened, but I can say without a doubt, killed Mark's character.
Yeah. Like, most of my deaths go way back. I mean, recently Bloodfang fell in battle, but that was more of a planned thing, with the consent of the player, so it doesn't really count. Have you ever nerfed an item?
I have. There's way back, I was very, let's give out stuff. Once you give it out, there's times like, you know what, I need to rein that in.
I can't call out a specific on this one, but I must have over the years. I can't imagine I haven't. And also, I guess it's like, what are they really asking? Have you taken a magic item from the player's handbook, or not from the player's handbook, from the DMG, and nerfed it and then given it out, or have you nerfed it afterwards?
I think my interpretation is you gave it out, you realized it was too powerful, and you got to pull back the reins.
Yeah, that's what I take it as too. And then, that is the most iffy one for me, just because, sprawling over the 20+ years of gaming, I'm like, did I do this? Probably. There's a good chance, because I know I messed up and gave out stuff I shouldn't have. So that brings us to number 3. Used kobolds.
I mean, that's...
Hell, I've used kobolds so many ways.
I think that one's the gimme, for anyone that's GM'd, because...
For a long period of time.
Kobolds are one of those early staples. Goblins, kobolds, rats. If you haven't used them, you really haven't GM'd.
You heard it here first. Ted says if you haven't used them, you have not GM'd. Yeah, I've used them as adversaries. I've used them as NPCs. I've used them in sports teams. I've used them as player characters.
I mean, there's a whole game, Kobolds Ate My Baby.
That is true.
And I've played that. I've ran that.
But you've never DM'd that.
What?
Kobolds Ate My Baby. DM is a very specific term to Dungeons and Dragons.
I ran Kobolds Ate My Baby. I don't know what the particulars are about it. And for those of you who are really into it, all hail King Torg.
There you go. Been a player before.
Clearly. There's many hours of footage online of such.
Once or twice. Fudged a roll.
Unfortunately, yeah. I have to say that, in my earlier days, probably more so as the GM having to say that I hit or say that I saved just to pretend that my adversary is more of a challenge.
Or, sometimes to save a player. You fudge so many rolls, so many different ways from so many different sides of the screen. Sideways, even. How does it even happen? Use the mimic.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've got Shay as a NPC in my game. Other than that, there's been, chest mimics and door mimics. And I've yet to use, the house mimic, the huge one. That's something I want to do someday.
Yeah, I've used a few mimics and also NPCs as well as the monster. Question sanity while DMing.
Sometimes I make choices and I don't know whether they're the best. So I have questioned am I really leading my players down this, or is this really what I'm doing? I think I can check yes to that one. How about you?
You know what? I'm sure it's come up at some point or another. Like, why am I running? We've been playing for 12 hours. Why are we still going? Things like that, or, oh, my son's being born today in the hospital. So why am I here gaming? Things like that. I was there when he came out. It's all good.
I think there's been more questions as a player than a GM on that side, but this is supposed to be the DM list, so.
Well, that's true, but it also asks questions from the player side. So I think that's fair game.
All right.
Well, no, it says questions sounding while DMing. That one's very specific. Number 8 said, you can certainly try.
You always have players who want to do something crazy. I'm not going to accept the dwarf in plate mail who falls off the mountain, who wants to flap his arms to fly. No, that's not a try. I'm not going to give you a die roll.
I will absolutely say you can certainly try to that.
But
you certainly can try. I'm doing that. Okay, you fall. While flapping your arms.
But you're not getting a die roll to see if it's possible. You know, you're not going to
say anything about a die roll.
Well,
just have you said it.
I have. You know, there's interesting things when players come up with ridiculous things, but with that specific example.
Have you used Counterspell?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's so much fun. I think it's much more prevalent for me as a DM in 5th edition than in previous editions.
It was completely different in previous editions, or it didn't exist. Most recent time I counterspell was when one of my players was trying to heal another. I tried counterspelling that just because I thought it was kind of funny.
That is amusing.
It didn't work. They used a higher level spell, and I botched the roll. Played more than one edition.
Well, I mean, we've said, you know, you've played since 1st. I've played since 2nd, so I've played, you know, D&D 2nd, 3rd, 3.5, 4, 5, Mutants and Masterminds, you know, 2nd and 3rd. Played 2 different editions of Star Wars. I think I'm covered.
Yeah, needless to say, we've gone through a few editions of this game and other games. DM'd for children.
I have. I ran, well, if we say DM, I guess that's not going to count. No thank you, evil. But I did run a game for my son, his friend, and, you know, a couple others. So 9-year-olds definitely count as children.
Well, even before that, Eli was 11, and he came and played in like all of our D&D games at Philly Games Con. So that was probably like one of the first children we DM'd for. I don't know when my son started with the Nerdarchy thing, because he stayed away for a while because he didn't want to be on camera.
Yeah. But I mean, he was playing before that.
Yeah.
Because he played some Mutants and Masterminds with us. And
so GMs for children, absolutely. Ran a one-shot.
There's plenty on air. We can follow the link
once
somewhere.
a month. Yeah. Let's see. Ran a campaign for 1 year or longer.
I don't know how long my longest running game was prior to Nerdarchy, but the game that I'm running now is once a month, and we're, you know, more than 3 years in. So clearly.
Yeah, it's same here. So, you know, with the 5e, definitely before that. I've gamed for longer than that, but I don't, like, we had a solid 5 years before things started getting a little bit more spotty and a little less regular, but I don't know if any one of those campaigns actually spanned a full year or not.
Right.
That one is, I'm not sure, but, you know, obviously with the game we're actually going to run tonight, that's been going on since the very beginning of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, so that actually checked the box for me. So, number 14, DM'd for a party of 8+.
The number of players in my Griffin Gaff game has fluctuated greatly. There was a session where
3 to 9,
where we had very few people, and other times where we were at that 9 threshold.
I have not run a game that large in a long time, but I'm pretty sure, like, when we were running regularly, there were times where we had a lot of people at the table. I think like the max ever was like 14.
14, yeah.
But Steve ran that game. I did not. But I'm fairly sure I hit the 8 mark at some point or another throughout the years.
I think that's a confident marker.
Yeah, we'd have to start ticking them all off. DM'd for a party 2 or less.
I think there was a session very early on in the Griffin Gaff game where there might have been just the 2 players, but I did run the No Thank You Evil for just the kids, the one session. So I don't know how well that, you know, gets the measure.
You ran for me and Jeremy once too.
Okay.
That was my enchanter.
Got it.
So there was at least a session there as well.
So many games, as you said, you know, more than 20 years. It's a challenge.
Had a big bad killed in first round of combat.
There was a recent thing where I put something out there and the dude totally dies before I even got a turn.
Yeah, sadly enough, that has happened more times than I would like to count. Number 17 said, so you touch it.
Now, this is a weird one. I'm certain I've gone into that situation. Maybe not those specific words. But I know I've put stuff out there that is not supposed to be touched, and the people
Definitely touched it.
definitely touched it.
Yeah, I feel like if you've ever used a mimic, you said, so you touch it. Pretty much is like, goes without saying. Number 18 is, have you used the dragon?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute, to be clear, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said, do you touch it?
Dragons are fun. Dragons are a great encounter. We actually did a thing very early on of Nerdarchy where I was doing this is how a dragon encounter should go. So there's a 2-part episode, I think, on that.
Yeah, I've used several dragons throughout the years. Not as many as you would think for as long as we've been playing, but I feel like dragon deserves a certain amount of respect, and you can't just go throwing them around all willy-nilly.
Well, I mean, we had the Clockwork Dragon in your game here. That's definitely one in the current game.
Oh, it says used. It didn't say fight either, or used as a villain actually.
Oh, so,
but you guys killed his son. He
Okay.
sent you guys to go kill his son.
right, but I thought the sun was still Clockwork as well.
Oh, he might have been. It was a dragon though. Also, I used the. Oh man, what kind of dragon did I make that? I gave it a radiant breath weapon. Oh, the space dragon.
Oh, the space dragon out of the Tome of Beasts in the Spelljammer game.
Yeah, but it wasn't Altoma Beast. I think it was just a dragon that I tweaked.
I thought it was the Void Dragon out of TOB.
I don't know. Wherever it came from, I definitely tweaked it. I definitely wanted to, because I made it like, if you guys remember Godzilla, when Godzilla would breathe, the back of his spines would all light up. And I wanted it to be radiation damage, essentially. So I was like, I guess radiant, radiation, close enough. It could have been one of the dragons out there, though. 19, homebrewed.
That's all we do. Like,
Is there anything else?
other than the little bit of stuff that I do for RPG Crate and, stealing like crazy from everywhere, the worlds, the monsters, the maps, we make it all up as we go a lot of times.
Number 20, had a TPK.
This was something that I until recently could not lay claim to, and it is technically only by the actual graces of the player who won our 50K giveaway, or our 40K giveaway, that he's like, yeah, I'm the DM for the group, and my party, these players have never died before, so if we can arrange a TPK, I'm not against that.
Yeah.
So, it's planned as a possibility. Like, he didn't want to know one way or the other. And it was actually kind of cool because he was the last one to go down.
I think I've done a few in my time.
I know you did one that I was a part of. There was like 1 or 2 that were nearly there, and I know I escaped one of them. My orc got away.
And then there was the one that was, for all intents and purposes, was a TPK, because the one character was left imprisoned in the sepia snake sigil.
Oh, well, yeah, I totally forgot about that one. Nate died from the imp's poison.
Oh, yeah.
I forget exactly how my Dorgar died and how Ryan died. Ryan died a lot in that game. And the drow with 15 hit points.
Just in general, Ryan died a lot over the years, I feel like.
Some
brotherly love.
And then the drow was in a sepia snake sigil. And I don't know if there was more to the tower or not.
Oh, would you? You stopped at the sepia snake sigil.
But we defeated the mage, and our drow was 7th level.
Oh, that might have been the last room, yeah.
Yeah, the drow, pulled out the wizard spell book. Sepia snake sigil was such a thing. He was encased in amber. At 7th level, he had 15 hit points.
Yeah. And I think that imp was still around.
Absolutely, because it killed Nate. It's very possible that imp would then have finished off the drow.
Good times, man. Good times. So I think I'm sitting at a 20 here.
I think I'm as well. There's a lot of fondness in kind of going through this list and like seeing, well, when did this happen and when did that happen? How far back was this? And
good stuff, man. So the question is, guys, what level are you of a DM? Let us know in the comments. You can discuss in the comments. Maybe some of your favorite moments and funniest moments from this list would be great to share. While you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
you can check us out over on nerdarchy.com.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.